Dorner was fired in retaliation for reporting police abuses. It lists the names of a dozen officers threatening to find and attack officers' homes, their spouses' workplaces, and their children's schools. One chilling passage from the internet posting reads, "I never had the opportunity to have a family of my own," Dorner allegedly writes. "I'm terminating yours."
You're watching the most shocking and informative LRJ TV News.
Hello, I'm LRJ from LRJ TV News. You're going to watch this very sad story that the taxpayers paid for. Let's go.
It is an all-out manhunt for a man that they believe is extremely dangerous, who they believe is now involved in 3 separate shooting incidents. If you look just over my right shoulder, you can see how serious they are. Police in the background, there with their fingers on their trigger guards, guns pointed in the air. This is just one of a couple areas that have been sealed off here in downtown Riverside. Let me tell you what happened in Riverside at about 1:30 this morning. Police told us that 2 officers on routine patrol, Riverside police officers, were ambushed by the suspect Dorner. Now, separate from that, earlier this evening in Corona, California, or earlier last evening, I should say, an LAPD officer on patrol, apparently leaving the freeway, this is according to the LAPD, was shot, grazed in the head. If you look at the manifesto from Dorner, we can call this a hit list of LAPD officers who he was upset with. Basically, it is believed that he is now trying to exact a measure of revenge against all the people who somehow angered him. And in reading the manifesto, he alluded to being fired. And he said, terminating me for telling the truth about a Caucasian officer kicking a mentally ill person is disgusting, a mentally ill man. A lot of other clues in that manifesto as well. He was talking about some of his military background, and he said that you are aware that I was always the top shot and the highest score, an expert in rifle qualifications in every unit. And then he goes on to say, I will utilize every bit of small arms training, demolition, ordnance, and survival training. So he has a Navy, a military background, does Dorner. Bone chilling at the end, he said that in this manifesto that he would exact revenge on the family members of these officers he's upset with. And he just said, I have the strength and the benefits of being unpredictable. So right now, an all-out manhunt for Dorner here in about 9 California counties.
Police here are on a manhunt this morning for a former LA cop who appears hell-bent on revenge and may be targeting the families of police officers.
Today, we have identified Christopher Jordan Dorner as a suspect in this double homicide.
He's a former LA police officer and U.S. Navy reservist. Police say they believe Dorner is responsible for killing Monica Kwan, the daughter of a retired LAPD captain.
She had such a big heart. It's like, why take her away from all of us?
The 28-year-old beloved college basketball coach was gunned down Sunday, along with her fiance, Keith Lawrence, while they were sitting in his car.
Of particular interest at this point in the investigation is a multi-page manifesto in which the suspect has implicated himself in the slayings.
The document, allegedly posted by Dorner on an internet message board this week, blames retired LAPD Captain Randy Kwan and other officers for getting him fired by the department. The manifesto claims Dorner was fired in retaliation for reporting police abuses. It lists the names of a dozen officers threatening to find and attack officers' homes, their spouses' workplaces, and their children's schools. One chilling passage from the internet posting reads, I never had the opportunity to have a family of my own, Dorner allegedly writes. I'm terminating yours.
A shocking case that is still developing. There are a number of details to go through, so let's get to it. First of all, as you said, the murder of 28-year-old Monica Kwan and her fiancé, 27-year-old Keith Lawrence, appears to be a shocking case of revenge. The prime suspect, a former LAPD officer who admits to doing it, on a manifesto that he posted online just hours after the shooting, and it was a revenge in order to get back at the father of Monica Kwan. And the scary thing is, this officer is still out there. He's fully armed, and he has publicly stated that he will kill any officer who tries to arrest him. So let's show you the video right now. This is the man we're talking about, 33-year-old Christopher Dorner. These are photos we have obtained from his Facebook page. He's a former LAPD officer, a former Navy reservist. Clearly, he has a lot of training with weaponry. He is said to be an expert marksman. He's extremely muscular, 6 feet, 270 pounds. Dorner was fired from the LAPD January 2nd, 2009, and he blames Randy Kwan, a retired LAPD officer and father of murdered Monica Kwan, with his firing. The reason we know so much about his anger is because of that manifesto that he posted. Let me give you a quote from that manifesto. He says, "I have lost a relationship with my mother and sister because of the LAPD. In essence, I've lost everything because the LAPD took my name and knew I was innocent. I know I'll be vilified by the LAPD and the media. Unfortunately, this is a necessary evil that I do not enjoy but must partake and complete for substantial change to occur within the LAPD and reclaim my name." Now, in that manifesto, he also says that he has other targets out there, a lot of them commanding officers within the LAPD. So as a result, the LAPD has reacted by putting out their elite metropolitan squad. They sent this squad out to basically be bodyguards for these commanding officers, not just for the officers, but their families as well, because they could as well be targets. As you look at this video of the suspect, this is the reason he is so angry. Court documents obtained by Eyewitness News reveal that in August of 2007, LAPD officer Chris Dorner made a complaint against his field training officer, accusing her of kicking a suspect. However, the LAPD Board of Rights found his complaint to be false and therefore terminated Dorner's employment for making this false allegation. And that is the reason he was fired. The attorney representing him was Randy Kwan, the former LAPD officer who retired and became an attorney. That's why he had a vendetta against Kwan and ultimately allegedly murdered Kwan's daughter. Now, back here live, the LAPD just gave us a written statement. They basically said that they are on top of this, they are investigating this along with the Irvine Police Department, but they do send out a notice to the public that if you see this man, do not approach him, do not talk to him, do not try to apprehend him, simply call 911. That is very important. Call 911.
Now my heart is broken that an innocent person was murdered. But that news didn't tell you that while the cops was going out trying to find him, they shot at another innocent person and pulling people's cars over, drawing their guns out on them. So if you ask LRJ, what do I think about this? I hope the 40 people that he was trying to get his hands on, I hope he do what he's trying to do. I know I sound mean, I sound dirty and evil to some people, but somebody needs to take a step and do something about these dirty, corrupt, nasty, trifling police officers across America. I'm LRJ. Comment down below and let me know how you feel about this story. I'm LRJ. Rate, comment, and subscribe because you, big like you did. I love you all. Peace.